In this video, I'm going to replace the rear window on my Defender with one that has a centre high mounted stoplight. So why am I doing this? Yeah, I guess these things have just become such a standard thing on modern vehicles that it kind of feels like you probably should have one in this day and age. Defenders were fitted with these from 1999, so actually, if you own a 2002 onwards door with the rounded edges at the bottom, or whether you got the old style door, you can still fit one of these, and it's the same light setup and everything. So this retrofit is just as applicable to 1984, 110 and 90 that it is to a 2002 Defender. That's a nice big bright light. It's just, I guess, it doesn't necessarily make you safer in your vehicle, it doesn't stop you crashing, but potentially it's going to stop other people going into the back of you. Because by modern standards, the rear brake lights on a Defender are pretty puny. And some people fit the NES spec lights, the circular fog lights on where the brake lights go. I don't like that. I think it makes it look a bit non-factory. However, this is completely factory and I have no problem with this from an aesthetic point of view. So I think it's a great upgrade, something that looks like it's been done in the factory and just bolt on with the genuine parts. And I guess you can always change this for an LED bulb if you wanted that bit of extra brightness, but that's pretty bright as far as I'm concerned. So what parts do you need? I guess the most obvious one is you need the glass itself, and then you need the bits of the actual brake light. We've got the light assembly, the cover on the back, the light assembly itself, these plug into these bits here, and the light bulb in here. These are screwed on with some small nuts. There's the light assembly. You've got this rubber adapter on here, and then you've got these studs that need to get fixed on to the window here. Now these light assemblies are actually common with Discovery 2s, so you can buy these as used from a Discovery 2. The only difference is they're on an angle, so on a Defender you have this adapter which essentially brings it back straight. This cover fits on with these screws and they are hopeless. You cannot buy these anymore, they round off completely. Look at that, it's useless. And you cannot buy these, I don't think, anymore. I bought some genuine ones of these, and what they sent me was nothing like the ones I bought. So I don't think these are actually available anymore. So if anyone knows how to identify the threads of this screw, or knows what this screw is, then please leave a comment, because I'd like to be able to buy some more, because they're just mashed up completely. And then you need these parts as well, just a little nut, plastic washer, and then this rubber washer. There's not actually a part number for this. Just pick it up anywhere, I guess. Cut it out, a bit of neoprene maybe. And this adapter you've got to buy separately. These studs are quite cheap to buy genuine, and I stuck this on with, I originally bought glass super glue to go on here, but then I realised the surface isn't glass. This is like some kind of finish over it instead of the glass here. So I just used polyurethane sealant on this, like Tiger Seal or something like that, and it seems to be pretty sturdy. Now I've tinted this window because I originally tinted the windows in the back for when we went to Morocco, so that the rear of the vehicle wouldn't get too hot, and I've just left it on there basically. So I tinted this window as well, not very well I might add, but it's good enough for me. A point to make about these 2002 onwards windows, there's two different types. Basically what happened was, originally the windows, this heated window strip went across here, okay, and then this rubber section would sit on the other side and it would rub through with vibration. From 2012 there's a part number where the heater strip actually diverts around like this so it doesn't rub through. Brilliant. In terms of connections, this is the light actually uses a common earth with the heated screen, so there's still the one earth, and then there's just another one over here, which is this one for the brake light, and then this is the heated screen. So there's really only one extra wire you've got to run if you've already got a heated screen on your vehicle, and that's just a feed from the brake lights, which are already in the back of the vehicle anyway. Just using one of these with a bit of tape on it. These aren't great, you can get better ones, but they seem to do the job. They're all intact. Of all the ones that I put in, I use these to replace, which are, I think they're BMW ones, and they seem to do alright on this rear door. These are some of the replacement ones you can buy, but they've all, essentially this one here has been trashed, doesn't clip in anymore, but those have all survived. Getting a trim clip tool really does make a difference actually. If you want to know more about how I set this door up and how I replaced it, then there's a link on the screen to an article I wrote on my website. So taking the door card off, I've just found that actually this is a loom that that has this connector here, hidden away down here, for the centre brake light. And I confirmed that. Got the part number here, YMN000021. Put it in my website, naturally. And it's a superseded part, but it does have the centre high brake light. But this is the brake lights are normally green purple lights. This is a black one, which confused me a bit. But then I come down to the wires here, and I've not connected it up because it's not used. The wire that comes out of the loom, it's actually got green and purple bands around it. So I'm just going to test this continuity on that wire just to confirm. But that's good. But if it wasn't there, it wasn't a big problem. I guess you just put a spade terminal here and run the loom all the way back through the grommet, and then just connect it up somewhere in here to the brake light. The seal just rolls down. That's fine. Yeah, that's right. Is that what you mean? It should start to. Yeah. Seems pretty good. Pretty good tool, that. It's actually quite handy to balance it on this tool. And then get the seal off, it just rolls off pretty easily. Oh, look at the crud under there. So just for reference, on the seal, you've got these different grooves on the inside. This is where the window sits in, this fat one here. These are just kind of like barbs to help grip, I think. So the window goes in that one. This one's in pretty good condition. This came from a 2004 vehicle, this window and door, so 15 years old, and it's holding up quite well. But you can buy another one of these. I don't think they're that expensive actually. Part number's on the screen. Sorry about the Britpart sticker. That's an old sticker. I probably shouldn't have that on my toolbox these days. I've just cleaned up all around the seal. Look, you can see the difference in paint. This was brand new paint when I put this on. It's probably about 8 years old, and look at the oxidisation. Difficult to see with white, but it's crazy. So yeah, I've cleaned up all around the edges. I've swapped over the grab tool onto the new glass. I say new, it's actually second hand, but new to me. Get the seal around the right way, fit it on. I need to roll this edge up. So from the last time I did this, I'm using my own guide that I wrote online. I used paracord. It was a bit easier last time because I was doing all this on my lap on the carpet with the door laid flat. So it might be a bit tricky this time. Using the paracord trick. So essentially, you basically need the loops, this end and this end, not top and bottom. That's what I found. And bring the loops on the inside. I didn't put any water last time because it was inside. So let's try and put some water in here to lubricate. Big loop. Okay, now I'm going to need my little helper back. You say that again?
No. What do you need to do?
Same as before, but in reverse.
Okay. From the outside in?
Yeah. So grab your hand up.
Yeah, got it.
So it goes this way.
Oh, this way. Come right here. Yeah.
There's a paracord going on the inside.
What are they for?
For pulling the seal around, so you bring it down, climb into position, from there. Man, get there in the end. It was definitely a lot easier last time with the door off the vehicle. But it's doable. Mess that is Land Rover wiring. All that's left to do is to connect the brake light to the current circuit. This wiring loom came without a multi-plug. So I put a multi-plug on it just so I was able to separate the chassis loom from the rear door loom. And after I put this one on, realised the genuine, the standard connector is actually small enough to fit through this, so you can pull the wiring loom out. Just for reference, this is what the connector looks like on the rear door harness. It comes out here, which is what should be here. It's quite a bit smaller. I bought this one so that in future I can just swap this one out, and then I can connect directly into the rest of the World Spirit loom. This one's not great actually, but how often do you have to pull this out? Anyway, but I still want to be able to keep this disconnectable, so I'm going to connect this wire into here, take another feed off, and then take one off. There's a brake light feed there, so all I have to do is put some bullet connectors in here from the green purple, and then send it onto this wire here. If you're going to do this job, please, please, please use the correct colour wire. This is green purple. Just means for when you come back in here in future or pass on to a different owner, you're not just going to see like solid red, blue or brown wires. You'll actually be able to tell what it's for by looking at the colour of the wire. I just got a whole bunch of thin wall cable here that these are all the different Land Rover colours. I just bought them in bulk, and then I can just use them as and when I work on circuits. Going to use a bullet connector. This isn't like high quality connections as far as I'm concerned, but this is, shall we say, semi-permanent. I'm going to be doing this again when I change all the looms of the vehicle in future. That goes in there. Feels like quite a solid connection. Click. There we go. Oh, that is awesome! So there we go, the finished wiring product. I've put a loop in this so there's no like tension pulling on the bullet connector, although it's pretty secure in there. These aren't all corroded out but nasty, which is amazing and rare. And then I'll just cable tie it on here. So that was fitting a centre high mounted stoplight to my Defender's rear window. I've created a list on LR Workshop. The link is in the top of the screen and in the description, and that is a list of all the parts that you require to retrofit this modification to your vehicle. I'd like to say it was an easy job, but getting this window in was a bit of a pain. Actually, other than that, it's very straightforward. Actually, the wiring went a lot more smoothly than I thought, because there's the trailer socket wires there. On a 300 TDI, that's the case. TD5, it's run from the trailer socket down in the underside, so that might require a bit more bespoke wiring. But as a retrofit, I would say it's quite straightforward. Other than that, you could potentially use one of these without having to get the glass. You could just stick the studs on and then put this on and then run wires. And there is actually a kit to do that without needing the printed circuits on the window. They are available, and you see them on some doors. There's like drillings with a grommet, and the wire goes into the hole and feeds around. You could do that modification yourself and just run it that way. And then you wouldn't have to change the glass, and that would probably be a bit easier actually. For me, I wanted the factory look. I wanted it to look an act. I didn't want wires trailing everywhere. Hopefully now I'm not going to get anyone running into the back of me. They shouldn't have done in the first place, because everyone's paying attention when they're on the road, right? But at least, because I guess my thought process behind this is that drivers these days are more tuned in to noticing the 3 lights or a big red light appearing that wasn't there before, particularly at night when you've got the side lights on, the tail lights. So my thinking is that with drivers more tuned to that scenario and maybe being less observant of the standard kind of tail lights that just get a bit brighter when braking, I tend to think this is probably a worthwhile upgrade for the modern age, just to try and keep your vehicle a bit more unharmed, keep your occupants a bit safer, and that kind of thing. Hit the thumbs up if you found this video useful. Subscribe, because I'll probably post another video in the future that you also like. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.